Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. We are on the island right now for the Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce's annual Policy Conference, and we have Todd Gustafson with us from Kinexus. And Todd, it's good to have you here. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here, especially with you, Mr. Business of Michigan, Chris. So this is a big deal for me. I'm excited to be here.
I'll sign something for you later. Todd, explain Kinexus, what it is.
Yeah, so long story short, Kinexus Group is a multifaceted nonprofit that has a statewide footprint. We do economic, workforce, and community development, and we're headquartered in Benton Harbor.
Well, there you go. That's kind of it in a nutshell. Now, funding and things like that, where does that come from?
Yeah, we're multifaceted, private sector, public sector, foundations, corporations, government programs, so multifaceted.
Get grants here and there.
Yeah, we get some grants as well. I mean, our purpose is to inspire positive economic change, one person, one business, and one community at a time.
How did this get started?
Yeah, that's a long story. It's been around for a long time.
Leave the alcohol out.
I'll leave the alcohol out. To summarize, I mean, we've been around for decades, and probably over the last 20 years, we've really evolved into a community asset, not just in Southwest Michigan, but really across the state. We have programming all over.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's been fun.
It's so funny because one of the things I really wanted to do was share the story with people, because there's a lot of people who don't know what Kinexus is. So how do you help them? I mean, if somebody's out there and they have a company that's kind of needing to get a nudge forward.
Yeah, so we have a couple of ways that we can help folks. One is we have an economic development arm, which is called Market Van Buren, and it's strictly in Van Buren County, does economic development there, and with Cass County. The other one that's really a statewide footprint is, as you're familiar with, is with Jen DeMudd in the Manufacturing Growth Alliance. They help small manufacturers all across Michigan with a number of things. It could be talent, it could be capital, it could be automation 4.0 and transitioning. It could just be technical assistance or connecting them to other, really good organizations that help manufacturers.
Jen DeMudd, you bring her up, and of course she had all those years with the SBDC, and so I can see her in the middle of counseling companies. What sort of things do you run into? What are their problems? Yeah, I know.
Well, where do I start?
No.
The top one, as you know, is talent, right? Companies of every sector just are having a difficult time finding talent. And I've been doing this for a long time. I have never seen the type of incentives that some of these companies have been offering. You name it. Not only higher pay, but retirement, sign-on bonuses, day pay, healthcare, extra insurances, vehicles. It's just really crazy. They're just desperate. So that's the number one issue. The other one is really how do they overcome that? And so automation, right? What do we need to do as a company, especially manufacturers, but not only manufacturers. I mean, we've seen this in the hospitality sector now, where they're starting to automate.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff out there. You're absolutely right. So you mentioned signing bonuses, and the biggest problem with that is that we are all kind of at this point stealing talent from each other.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's not sustainable.
Well, in our headquarter region, it mirrors the state of Michigan, which is we're getting older, right? We're a little less skilled or educated, and we're losing population.
Yep.
Right? So almost every county, as we know in Michigan, is losing population. So really, I think if we can address those three in a comprehensive way at the local and at the state and federal level, it'll help Michigan, but it's not trending in the right direction.
Yeah. So what do you do in that regard? Because you have to look up the road and say, here's what's coming that we have to prepare for, right?
Yeah.
So do you call all these companies together periodically? Do you have conferences, that sort of thing?
Yeah, we have a number of working groups depending on the industries. For example, in parts of Southwest Michigan, we've got maybe the brewery industry that's together, or companies that are impacted with automation, right, or innovation. I mean, it's across the spectrum. Hospitality, we get together, healthcare companies, and we're getting them in the same room so that they can hear one another talk and say, oh, that's an issue what we're dealing with too. What are you doing to address that? And then what we're trying to do is bring outside experts, maybe like you and others, that can come in and say, hey, here's what we're seeing best practices, so to kind of spur that thinking.
I think you should focus on others. Do you you keep track of success rate, that sort of thing?
Yeah, we do. We have significant metrics across the board in all of our efforts. The other one that we related to the talent shortage is the talent pipeline, and that's really about keeping kids not just in school, but also thinking of a career path. Okay, where are they going to college, or are they going into work, and what's that path? So we have another family of organizations that's called U Solutions, statewide in 100 different schools, working with kids in high school to keep them in school and on that path. And we track those metrics. We serve about 3,500 kids right now. I know in the next couple of years we're going to be at 12,000 kids. And a lot of these kids otherwise would be disengaged and lost to the labor market.
And those kids give no thought to possibility of career at an earlier age. We do a similar thing in Lansing with T3.
Yeah.
And people come in and exhibit, and we have 2,500 students that come in and take a look at these different careers, and their eyes are just, but they never think of those things.
And thinking about it, what's in it for them, and piques their interest, to see their face light up when they see something. So that's been a really successful program that's been expanding. It's a good private-public sector opportunity. We're in 100 different schools across the state and expanding.
Well, we got to get together on that, because I might be able to bring a little expertise there.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It's okay. Okay, Todd Gustafson, CEO of Kinexus. I'm Chris Holman. We are on the Hill, exactly, at the Grand Hotel for the Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce's annual policy conference. You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network.